Before we get into the video, I'm very proud and grateful for this video's sponsor, MyHeritage. My whole family are already big MyHeritage premium users, so when I was asked to work with them, it made sense. Have you ever wondered what country your ancestors come from? Well, MyHeritage can help you fill in the missing branches in your family tree, as well as having fun at the same time. I started researching my family trees straight away. First I added my name and the name of my parents and their date of births. I added my brothers and sisters, and then, just like magic, thanks to the 19 billion historical documents on MyHeritage and their powerful tools, with just one click, by the time I had made a cup of tea, I had discovered new relatives, and with the use of the Instant Discoveries feature, with a few simple steps, I was able to discover and add 40 new relatives. I was surprised to learn that my great-great-grandfather used to raise horses and was born in the West Indies. MyHeritage is the leading global service for family history research and DNA testing, and they're trusted by over 90 million users worldwide. Their powerful tools make it super easy to find new discoveries, helping you to further grow your family tree. And with over 19 billion historical documents in their arsenal, building your family tree and researching your heritage is now super easy and interesting. And MyHeritage goes even further. You can repair, color, enhance or animate your photos, bringing them to life. There's something magical about seeing the faces of your missing relatives and learning how they lived their lives all those years ago. I was so happy with the whole experience and to learn and discover new relatives, because for me, family is a gift. And now, my friends, I'm giving the gift of family to all of you. So make sure you click the link in the description section for your 14-day free trial, or scan the QR code you're seeing on the screen and start building your very own family tree with MyHeritage. Meanwhile, at Matthew's. So if you watched my last paranormal video, you would have seen my deep dive on Matthew Haynes. For the last year and a half, Matthew has been dealing with strange activity and even stranger noises in his home. So I thought, while it was still fresh in our minds, we'd quickly take a pit stop at Matthew's to catch up with his latest developments. So if you remember, Matthew's been living in a home that's haunted and has been showing signs of poltergeist activity, as well as strange whispers and scary croaking noises. And sometimes right next to him. It's creepy enough just watching, so imagine how it feels living there. Last time we checked on him, his brother Dan said he didn't believe in the paranormal and said that Matthew was just being mental, and in fact the noises were old pipes. So Matthew dared his brother Dan to swap houses for a few days to see if Dan experienced any strange behavior. Well, if you watch my last video, you'll know that Dan was woken in the middle of the night to loud thumping on the walls, whispers all around him, and croaking noises and poltergeist activity. In fact, in the morning, Dan left and made an excuse that he had to go to work, even without validating his brother. It would have been nice to see the two brothers coming together and Dan accepting that the house really is haunted and apologizing to Matthew. But so far there's been no news from Dan. So last time we saw Matthew, he explained that he was going to buy some sage to cleanse himself and his home, as instructed by his viewers. This is what happened. Watch.
Hi everyone, I'm just recording because I'm getting the same thing again. I keep getting weird noises. Exactly like that. Yeah. Right. I don't want these curtains open. keep getting weird noises coming over from... Right, that curtain's 100% moving. Do you know what? Like, everyone keeps telling me I can't be scared of these things. See, nothing there. Can't be scared of things. Shouldn't be scared of these things, but the issue is I'm absolutely petrified. That door's open. That door was not open. No way on earth that door was open when I sat down. How am I supposed to not be scared of that? No, I'm going to bed. Hi everyone, as per a lot of people's advice, I have gone and got a sage set. I just want to ask if anybody can explain how to do it, how to use it. So it comes with a sage, it comes with some crystals and a feather. So it comes with sage, a ceramic smudge ball and gemstones. And then it says... affirmation, my space is cleansed, protection, and free from negativity. Is that something? Oh, actually, it does explain. Light the sage stick, then extinguish the flames and allow the sage to smolder. Lay the sage stick down into the smudge ball, then hold the gemstones over the smoke using your left hand. Inhale deeply several times while repeating the affirmation in your mind at least 10 times. Place the gemstones around the room while fanning the smoke around you and your environment for a minimum of 5 minutes. I'm going to hang on to do it. If anybody could just comment below if there's anything you think I should do differently to that, or how I should go about it, that'd be fantastic. And then obviously once I've read through comments, then we'll have a go. Thank you. Hi everyone, as promised, sage. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little bit paranoid. I'll tell you what, let me just put my phone down so I can actually grab the sage while I film this. There's quite a few instructions on the sage kit, but I posted a video, asked for advice, and most people say just to kind of ignore half of the stuff on there, so I'm just going to go with your advice. I apologise if I'm breathing quite heavily, I'm a bit paranoid. I've had a few people saying don't do sage because it can make things worse, but probably should have picked it out like that. This doesn't help with my paranoia. Right, so I suppose I need to light it until it's lit. And then blow it out so it's just smoking. I mean, just make sure that it's lit. Yep. Right, I'll grab. Right. Oh, actually, one thing that I've just remembered, most people told me to recite the Lord's Prayer. So, Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Who gives today our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. For thine is the power, the kingdom, the glory, forever and ever. Amen. Sorry if I mutilated that. I'm kind of nervous. I'm just going from corner to corner because that's what you're supposed to do with sage, to cleanse each corner of your room. Not sure if that door was open before I came in, but it doesn't matter. Right. This is one of the rooms that I'm really paranoid about because I've been getting a lot of noises coming from this room. I've got sage. If there's anyone in here, then I'm protected. So there's nothing you can do. For fuck's sake. What? No.
So Matthew lights the sage and lets the smoke fill the room. The instructions on the back said to repeat the affirmation, which was, "My space is cleansed, protected, and free from negativity." You're supposed to keep repeating this and praying while you use the sage. So there are many different ways to sage and hundreds of different sages. So basically you light the sage and fill the whole room with smoke, which in turn pushes out negative spirits. But here on Project Dark Knight, we all know that sage doesn't always work the way we want it to. Matthew then starts to say the Lord's Prayer out loud, which was a good thing. Unfortunately though for Matthew, he forgot the words because he says he was under a lot of stress and scared. Just as Matthew says sorry for mutilating the prayer, in the background, somewhere off to Matthew's side, whispering can be heard. As he walks into the second room, Matthew says out loud, "I've got sage. If there's anyone in the room, I'm protected." And again, you hear a whisper right next to him. Just then, all of a sudden, something can be heard running up to Matthew. As something unseen reacts to the sage, Matthew is shaken by the running footsteps and drops the camera. That was almost 1 month ago. It's fair to say that the sage didn't work, but at least Matthew tried. And every time he stands up for himself, he'll get a little bit stronger day by day. And I'll be there every step of the way to let you know how he gets on.
So we're just having a couple of drinks and he's a non-believer. Have you heard things tonight?
I've heard a few things tonight.
Most of the things have come from the next room, so let's go to the next room. Are you with me, Andy?
Yeah, I'm here. So we've been in here playing a few games of darts. Obviously, I smashed them to bits.
Every single time we've been playing darts, though, we've started hearing. Did you hear that?
Yeah, and it's like I've also been like hearing like bangs and.
Yeah, so you think that you don't believe in it, but
I'm slowly starting.
I keep hearing like a something like that. Right, let's go into the next room because that's probably the room that
we get most.
Yeah, we get most noises from. Are you with me?
Yep, I'm behind you. What that?
Was that you?
No, that went. I thought it was the floor.
Someone just touched my head, but it was just the. It was literally just the lamp, dude.
It is like you're getting proper like. To the point where it's like.
Right, you shut that door, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Should we?
I think we should just like.
Should we just leave it there?
Yeah. Go, yeah.
I think I've got. I think I've got the camera forward facing, but yeah.
Yeah.
I'm done.
Go.
I'm done.
There's something in the kitchen. For our next paranormal pit stop, we're checking out a channel that's quite unheard of and quite old. One of my viewers contacted me via Facebook Messenger and shared his story with me. The man said that he didn't want to be named or any credit. He said that he's been a viewer of Project Dark Knight from the beginning and he wanted to share his experiences. There isn't a lot of background information I can give you apart from this. My viewer used to live in a flat in West London 11 years ago, and every day he would hear banging coming from the kitchen, and plates would fall and cutlery being thrown. And every time he went downstairs to check, there was no one ever around. That first night was the scariest, he said, because he lived all alone, and it sounded like someone was in the kitchen smashing it up. But when he checked, there was no one there, and all the doors and windows were locked. But the cupboards and the fridge were all open, and cutlery was thrown all around. And so he left the camera in the kitchen, and this is what he captured. Watch. The Welsh poltergeist. For our next case, we're returning to a channel that I featured a while ago, but at the time I had some copyright issues, so I couldn't show all the videos. So a mother and a daughter live in a house in the Welsh valleys. Ever since moving to the modern 2-bedroom house, the mum and daughter have experienced a whole host of paranormal problems. From lampshades moving, doors opening and closing, tables shaking, cupboards opening, picture frames moving, and objects have been recorded levitating. The mother and daughter were so frightened of the paranormal activity that they called a friend called Emily to stay with them through the haunting, and it was their friend Emily who decided to start recording and keeping a video diary. Watch.
You're just sat there on your phone while the light is going for gold.
I'm getting used to it now.
The two of them are going
I
mind.
told you about a picture today, didn't I?
Yeah, you rang me.
Yeah, but it's you it is. No, because I'm not being funny, me and Jordan were sat here, that dog picture come off there, but yet it's behind the telephone, there's no way that can come flying off there on its own. Like, no windows open, and it come flying off its own, and then you message me straight after it happened. I need cameras in here.
Yeah, you do. Look at that though, look at that. On the ceiling, right in front of me.
Look at the door, Em. Look
The
at
door. Look
Oh,
at that. The
my.
door's never done that, ever. Wow. Oh my God.
What was that? It's Jamie. Yeah.
What?
What was that?
That was us. We shut the door, love. Alright?
Really?
Yeah, we shut it.
Mine's shut as well though.
Your door's shut by itself.
Yeah.
Yeah, bathroom window's open.
It's not.
It is. The bathroom window's open. It's just the wind. Shh, don't frighten her. Have it? Don't blame me.
It happened when you were here.
Well, it didn't happen when I was here earlier. I was in work.
It was you just text me just after that picture come flying.
So you think I can do it from texting?
I don't know when.
Am I special?
Yeah.
So the scene starts with Becky on the phone and her friend Emily is recording the moving lampshades. Obviously, the mum is used to this kind of activity and does her best to try to ignore it. But to Emily, the moving lampshades are an amazing sight to behold. The mum mentions that earlier she was sitting at the table with her daughter when a picture frame went flying off the window ledge, and she checked. All the windows were locked. Now that's important because it happens again. Just then, while they're talking about the activity, a door opens up by itself and then slowly closes again. The women were shocked and said that the door had never done that before. Then, from another room in the house, you hear a bang, which turns out to be the daughter's bedroom door slamming shut. The daughter, Jane, appears looking scared and worried, and asks her mum what was the noise, meaning the bedroom door slamming. She doesn't see the lampshades moving at this point. The mum doesn't know what to tell her daughter without scaring her. But luckily for mum, Emily, her friend, says it was a draft from the bathroom window that caused the bedroom door to slam shut, trying to save Jane from the truth. The friend Emily even whispers to Mum and says don't frighten her, showing that the haunting and the activity is real. I want you to keep this in mind as we continue, because the activity gets stronger and stronger. And that's when the daughter notices the lampshades moving. Watch.
Plenty of activity here tonight.
Mum,
What?
light that!
Go upstairs, Jane. Go upstairs.
I don't like it.
Well,
My
you
charger's down here.
Well, take it with you then. Where's your other charger?
Mine.
Right, go on. Go get out, Jane. That's my charger. Go slow, come on.
No, that's not funny.
What do you think of that then, Beck?
The following video has no sound, but don't let that put you off, because the video is very interesting. Whoever is recording is following something around the room. It's hard to see, but if you look carefully at the screen, you can see it moving a couple of times. It looks like some kind of anomaly, but it's a spirit moving around the room. Maybe the close proximity to the spirit is the reason that the camera's audio is not working. Whatever the reason, as they point their cameras up at the ceiling, you can see an anomaly pop in and out of focus, and it appears next to the lampshade, immediately making the lampshade swing. The TV is paused, so it's not the television light causing the strange effect. Just before the lampshade moves, notice there's a very faint anomaly flickering. Can you see it? It's a strange coincidence, isn't it, that every time the anomaly flickers, the lampshades move.
Look at that picture go. Right, I'm going to try and get up as close as I can to show you that there's nothing on the picture. Alright, my heart is pounding. Nothing. Look at that. Look at that picture move. Wow, whoa, whoa, whoa.
Let's take our first question. It comes from Gail Murray. Gail.
Steady, Freddy. As you can see, there is nothing at all on that picture.
He likes pictures, doesn't he?
Perhaps they're just because they're easy to move.
It needs to stop now. My cat's been sick.
The cat's been sick.
Yeah, my cat's been sick. He needs to stop now. Come on, Fred, it's time to stop. It's thinking my animals out.
Yeah, but the animals can sense it, can't they?
Yeah, it needs to stop now. Like, close it down, Fred. Come on.
So there we are. There's nothing at all on that picture. You've seen that, everybody, for yourselves. Nothing.
We've seen this type of activity in many hauntings before, and I'm sure we'll see it again. A picture frame hanging on the wall starts moving. She shows us that there's nothing attached to the frame that can cause it to move like that. We've seen this type of activity in Josiah Worley's haunting, as well as Kitty K38's and Jamboree. You hear Becky say, "Steady, Freddy." Well, it turns out that the two women have named the entity in their home, and they've started to talk to it like a friend. I can't express how much of a bad idea it is to name an entity. By giving a spirit a name, you're giving it power and substance. It isn't like in the movies when you have to name a demon. Real life is different, and by communicating with it, you're forming an attachment. Remember, at the beginning it's always fun and games and not too scary, but as the weeks turn into months, everything changes. The animals in the house start to get sick, and one of them vomits off screen, probably because it's been staring at a moving picture frame for the last 10 minutes. Also, cats and dogs are very small and very sensitive, so the spirit or entity could drain them of their energy, leaving them feeling sick and tired. And the entity will use the energy to move tables and chairs, open and close doors, and move picture frames, all to cause fear and stress, and the cycle repeats. The following clips were uploaded to YouTube Shorts, so the cuts in between are when one short ends and another one begins.
The curtain is moving. The cat watching it.
What's that?
The curtain.
Did you see that then?
Of course I did, I'm filming it. Alright?
Yeah. Oh, fuck's sake. I told you that there's something going on with that picture today.
I know.
Oh, they're going again.
Right, I don't know if you guys can see this, but the phone handset has just lifted itself up. Look at that, look at that, look at that, look at that.
Isn't he?
Look, look, look.
He's trying to communicate with us.
Yeah, what does he want? What do you want? He's trying to communicate. Look, the light is on. You can clearly see there is no fishing wire or strings. It's just hovering. Look at that. Don't touch it. You don't have to touch it.
No.
So there you have it. That was the YouTube channel called The Lost Entities. They haven't posted for 2 years, so hopefully that means they've either moved out of the house or the activity has stopped. Drop your thoughts and comments down below.
You'll be alright.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not lying, the fucking picture is levitating.
The fucking hell?
You can't see it. Look, look,
Oh
look,
my
look,
God.
look, look.
Oh my
Look at
fucking
that!
God,
Ah, look at that! The light, the light, the light.
See what I mean? It's freaking shitty, man.
The light's going, Joe.
Like, can you go now, please?
The Haunting of Bobby Bars.
Greetings, Dark Knight horror fans. This is Bobby Bars from World Paranormal. I want to say shout out to David, shout out to y'all. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment, share this man's video out. He's been nothing but a blessing. Y'all have been nothing but a blessing. I just want to tell y'all that just signed a contract with TLC, Discovery Plus, and the Travel Channel. I want to say I love you guys. Thank you so very much for your support. David, thank you so very much for your support. Much love and appreciation to all of you. Stay blessed, tune in, and enjoy the video.
For our next chapter, we're checking back in with Bobby Bars from Pennsylvania from the YouTube channel World Paranormal. Bobby's haunting has been a regular appearance on my channel ever since it started 2 years ago. Bobby lives with his partner and their daughter Sky in their Pennsylvania home. Bobby's haunting is becoming more and more well known, and just recently the Travel Channel contacted Bobby and they've started filming a new episode of Paranormal caught on camera. So if the Travel Channel have called Bobby about the haunting, then you know it's serious. I've been speaking personally to Bobby for months now, and I have to say he's 100% genuine. What you see happening on the screen is really actually taking place in his home. There's no fake visuals or strings here. In a world where more and more people are faking paranormal content, it's getting more and more harder to weed out the real cases. And there's nothing fake about this case. I've covered Bobby's story in depth on my previous videos, so if you're new to Bobby's channel, then you can either jump on over to my Ghost, Poltergeist and Demons playlist, or you can watch Bobby's channel, World Paranormal, and watch the activity unfold from the beginning. I highly recommend it. So let's jump straight into where we left off last time. So Bobby tied this lace around the handles of a cupboard because something kept opening it. And when Bobby opened the door, the things inside started moving. Watch.
So I'm sitting here watching a movie and my cabinet yanked. Like you can still see it moving a little bit. Like the thing I have it tied shut with. And usually it's tighter than that. And see? Look, I told you. I told you something was yanking on it. And it's weird because it's been a long time since it messed with this cabinet. Hello? You want to do it again? Are you trying to get the doors open? Oh, I would take that as a yes. Hello? Is there a reason why you wanted me to open the door? I know it's been a while since you messed with this cabinet. And usually when we come back from a vacation or something, y'all start getting wild, so... Did you mess us? Anyway, what is your name? How did you pass away? I know a lot of people are wondering about that. It's actually been recently asked. You gonna go quiet now? Is there something you wanted to say? Alright, I'm about to close the door. I'm pretty sure that doll just looked up at me. Alright, I'm about to close the door. I'm pretty sure that doll just looked up at me. That one right there. But I could have been wrong. Did you move the doll? Yo. Did you move the doll? Yo. Nah, come on, man. And my phone just glitched out, yo, at the same time.
As Bobby is enjoying a movie, he hears something moving, and he realizes that it's the cupboard door that he's tied up. And as he starts talking about the cupboard, it's like the spirit knows he's talking about it, because suddenly the door starts moving and the lace is pulled tight. It's as if something is trying to tell Bobby that it wants the door open. One thing I've noticed about Bobby's haunting, the spirits actually listen to him. I don't know if it's Bobby who has an attachment or if it's the house, but every time Bobby and the family go away, when they return, it's like the spirits miss them. The cupboard is filled with all manner of creepy things. Things like Ouija boards, ritualistic objects, and a host of creepy-ass dolls. And it just so happens that one of those creepy dolls starts to move. On a previous video I featured, Bobby told us that a boy and a girl died on the property, as well as a couple, from different times in history. So could it be one of the children's spirits who like playing with the dolls? Maybe that's why we see the blue doll on the left-hand side raising its head. Bobby asked the spirit some questions without any indication of movement or noise. So after a while, he's just about to close the door when the doll in blue, on the left-hand side of the screen, raises its head. So after a while, he's just about to close the door when the doll in blue on the left-hand side of the screen moves its head again. So does this mean that the doll is housing the spirit? Or is the spirit manipulating the doll inside or outside the cupboard? As the doll moves, Bobby reacts very surprised and scared. And this is what I love about Bobby's channel. You can tell it's 100% real. Activity doesn't always happen every day, but when it does, Bobby is just as surprised, shocked, and even scared. I don't think that the spirits were trying to scare Bobby. It's just when you experience something like this in person, you can't help but be afraid. Bobby has captured all manner of paranormal noises and activity, from footsteps, moans and groans, poltergeist activity, whispers, EVPs, knocks and bangs, and there's no doubt that the noises you're about to hear are paranormal in origin. So take a moment to plug in your headphones and listen carefully to this.
This. Fuck this. Yeah, fuck. I don't know. Is there anything here? I mean... Bro. Yo. Hello? Oh, hell no. Oh, hell no. Was that you that rolled the ball? Can you play it a low key? Oh, no. I know y'all heard that. And then it looked like something went across the screen. Holy shit. Sorry for my language. That looked like something went across the screen. Oh man. Why do you gotta do that? Another from the doll. What? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. What is that? I don't know. No, it's not doing it.
Bobby was messing around one day, making a TikTok, when something was captured in the background. Watch. While Bobby is recording himself, behind him, a teddy bear raises his arms. Bobby wasn't aware of this at the time, until he read the comments that flooded into his phone. Bobby's haunting is going to get stronger over time. So make sure you subscribe to his channel so you don't miss any future updates. Bobby only has about 3,000 subscribers and he's given us so much activity. He's got a family and a young daughter to support. So let us do our part by clicking the subscribe button and liking the videos to show our gratitude. And when you get to his channel, drop him a comment or two. But don't forget to tell him the Dark Knight sent you. Thank you. Meanwhile, on TikTok. For our next case, we're jumping on over to TikTok to join Danny C and the family. Now, in the last few weeks, you might have seen Daniel's videos on other paranormal channels, but I wanted to show you the full story. So Daniel lives with his partner and his kids. Danny doesn't have a lot of videos on his channel. In fact, there's about 18 short clips. But a few of them are very telling and very creepy. So one night, Daniel was tucking up his son in bed, and he was just about to turn off the lights when Daniel's son started talking about the Bloody Mary ritual. Now, we don't know what our kids get up to every single minute of the day. And now, because of apps like YouTube and TikTok, kids are learning and being more exposed to things that we were never allowed to watch or be exposed to. So Daniel's son and his friends were messing around and playing the Bloody Mary ritual. Now, the ritual itself is a bit of a joke. It's been in a few movies and stories, but to be honest with you, it's just a game that kids play to scare themselves. The thing is, depending on what you do and where you are, and one or two other contributing factors, I believe that if you call out to an evil spirit, sometimes they answer back, and something could have attached itself to Daniel's son, or at the very least followed him home, because the day after playing the Bloody Mary ritual, weird coincidences started happening in their home. Watch.
You not scared at Bloody Mary?
No, I don't like that.
You don't like scared?
No, I never heard of it. Who told you about it?
Oh, Bloody Mary. It's the spirit is real. If you blink the lights 3 times in a bathroom, saying Bloody Mary, you get killed. You die. It's a spirit.
Who told you that?
No, well, Ezra did it, but he almost died. But instead, Ezra was about to do it, but the girls didn't let him.
Grayson, this is not true.
What?
It's not true.
Why?
It's just fake. It's all fake.
How do you know?
Because I know it's fake.
How do you know it's
Because I know people try to tell me that. It's not real. Don't worry about that, okay? It's fake. And you could tell them I said that.
they don't
Yeah, I'll give you this. 11.
And guess what?
What?
Kenzie loves Bloody Mary.
It's not a real thing.
At first, things started small. Then again, at bedtime, when Daniel's son was about to go to sleep, he shared something with his dad. Daniel's son said that last night while he was lying in bed, something started tapping him on the shoulder. Now, he says it wasn't a dream, and he knows he was awake. But when he looked, there was no one around. So did something answer the call? Calling out to Bloody Mary is just like calling out to a demon. Most times nothing happens, but there's always a chance something is listening. Then Daniel's son said something really strange. He said that the thing that was tapping him on his shoulder while he was in bed was a spirit, and he tried to blow it away, and he said it looked like a ghost. He doesn't know what it is. All he knows is that it taps him when he tries to sleep at night, and that he's really scared. Daniel's son finally admits that he hasn't told his dad because he was scared that his dad wouldn't believe him.
Yeah. Last night, something scary happened.
What happened?
It was real. I was awake. I felt, but I didn't see. I felt someone tapping me here, but no one was there. I felt like it was a spirit but there's something that stops it from coming. Every time I blow like this, it blows it away. It's like a ghost or something. I don't know what it is. It keeps tapping me every night. But it's too scary for me. I keep freaking out. But I haven't been telling you because I thought you wouldn't believe me. I'm not picking my nose.
Get a tissue.
I wasn't picking my nose.
Don't yell like that.
I was putting myself on my nose, but I
Look at
wasn't
me.
picking it.
First of all, don't raise your voice like that. Inappropriate. And see, now the ghost is very upset. Don't do that.
What? That and there's no ghost in here.
Well, I don't know. Look at me. First of all, don't raise your voice like that. Inappropriate. And see, now the ghost is very upset. Don't do that.
What?
Then, another day, while no one's in the room, a door opens on its own. Watch.
Willow, I already brushed your hair. Hey, how did this open?
I don't know.
Did you open it?
No, I didn't.
Let's look at the camera.
Wait, did I? Oh, right. Remember I opened it to get a hanger? Right?
This morning?
Yeah. Dada? Thank you were there.
When we
I
left.
read a book that was funny. It was called Bunny Cakes. And it was a grandma's birthday.
Mm-hmm.
And a mom, there was two bunnies.
Okay.
They're making a cake.
Okay.
And a girl.
Okay.
Bunnies.
Whoa, what is this?
What is what? Oh, it opened on its own. Wait, can I see what opened on its own? Opened on its own. What opened on its own? How did that do? That what opened on its own? I want to see that.
Your shirt's on backwards, honey.
That I want to see it. Show
Put
me.
your shirt's on backwards.
Okay. Can you see it? The closet opened by itself. Oh, I want to see that closet open.
But why did it happen, Willow?
I don't know. Now show me again. I want to see it.
I'm kind of, I don't know.
Perplexed.
Perplexed.
The cupboard door opens by itself, and there's no one in the room. If you fast forward to later, the kids are playing in their bedroom when the daughter notices the door is open. That's when the dad sees the door too, and he asks the kids who opened it. That's because Daniel's experienced strange activity already in his home. So when he sees a random door or drawer or cupboard open, for him there's a 50-50 chance it's paranormal. And so, just to check, Daniel looks at the CCTV footage on his phone and is shocked to see the door opening on its own. So what is happening in Daniel's home? And will there be any more activity to come? As usual, I'll be keeping my eyes and ears open for any future updates. You can jump on over and watch the strange coincidences for yourself and decide if it's paranormal or not. And when you get there, you will know what to do. To tell him the Dark Knight sent you. Thank you.
Cardo! This just opened by itself. While I was in there. Did you move Mickey Mouse? Close it, please. Nobody's in there, right? Can you check? It's literally over there. Look, this is what I did. You have to put it over here. The rig was like here. It's open. I have chills. I have chills, Ricardo. We're gonna look at that video!
Goodbye, Zark.
Hi guys. So first of all, I would like to thank each and one of you for giving us all your love and support and keeping us in your prayers. So as you guys know, I've been documenting all the paranormal activities at our home for past 2 years now, and clearly the situation has gone more worse. Thankfully, a lot of our followers came forward to help us out, and they gave us some tips of do's and don'ts, in which some of them have clearly worked and some they don't. So some of my other followers also feel that by interacting with the demon, I'm actually feeding it and making it more stronger. So what I feel is that I would stop recording it from now onwards, and hopefully the situation calms down, because clearly the demon looks more agitated at the moment. Hopefully someday I will get back to you guys and just give you an update as what's been happening. So until then, this is Zark here, signing off.
If you've never seen this channel before, that was Zishan from the YouTube channel Zark's Scary Haunting. I've featured Z on my channel quite a lot, and I've stayed in contact with him and his family over the last 2 years. Z's haunting has got steadily worse over time, and there's been a lot of ups and downs, mainly downs, and it looks like now for the foreseeable future, Zark's going to be saying goodbye, because by interacting with the haunting, filming it, reacting and showing fear, the activity has become dangerous. Also, don't forget, Z and his family had to leave the last flat because of the haunting, hoping that by moving out, he'd leave all his paranormal problems behind. But things have never been easy for Z, and 3 months later, the activity started again. His landlord had to issue him a warning because of the noise which is caused by the entity banging late at night. The neighbors have complained, and the landlord had to issue a warning. Z lives in Dubai, and he tells me that the people are very strict and old school, and it's frowned upon if you talk about the paranormal. I don't know why, but some people don't want Z talking about the paranormal. In fact, this was another hurdle when trying to find a priest, because that would mean Z would have to admit that the flat was haunted, and the landlord doesn't want Z to spread that kind of news. We've seen a host of activity from scratching on the door to poltergeist activity. Footsteps have been recorded and a full-bodied apparition has been caught on camera. Taps have been turned on, cupboards opened, furniture has been moved, and door knocking has been rife throughout the flat. In the last 2 years, hundreds of you came forward to either myself or Z and lovingly tried to help. Z told me that even though he never always replied, he was very grateful for your help. But unfortunately, the ghost, poltergeist or demon was a lot stronger than him. Z's fear of the haunting has escalated, and his health has steadily declined, and he hasn't slept properly in months. And so, he's going to stop interacting completely and stop all recording in the hopes that the activity will eventually stop. Ghosts and evil entities feed on our fear, so if you starve them of energy, then by default they will have less power to move things and cause fear. Z feels that whatever's in his home, it's very angry with him, especially with what's been happening in the last few weeks. If you're new to this haunting, please know that there's so much you need to catch up on. But for everyone else, this is what's been happening recently. Watch.
Now in the video you might have seen my son comes and wakes me up. He was not able to tell what's actually happening, but that day he was very scared and he didn't wanted me to sleep outside. So end of the day I had to move myself back in the bedroom and I was sleeping in my own place. But that night it was very difficult for me to fall asleep because I was having the second thoughts of the sleepwalking. So I tried a lot to stay awake. But somehow, I woke up suddenly, and the thing what I noticed is I just saw a shadow in the mirror. So a dark figure just suddenly moved past and I couldn't figure out, and I was actually very scared at the moment, thinking that the entity whatever is here is in the bedroom. And after that, there was a noise coming inside from the cupboard. I just saw something up there.
In the last few weeks, Z has started sleepwalking. When you're sleep deprived, a lot of things can start to occur. Sleepwalking has been the latest development, and so, to protect the family, Z has started sleeping on the couch. On this night, Z's son, Ryan, woke up because he heard and saw something in the bedroom mirror. Now, Z has been covering all the mirrors in his home because he says that he sees shadows moving in them. Z could tell that Ryan was very scared of something, but he couldn't get the words out. Little Ryan has definitely changed from a happy normal kid 2 years ago when this haunting all started to a scared, quiet, tired and withdrawn little boy who is very worried that something bad is going to happen to his dad. Ryan's also been having terrible night terrors that his dad's going to be taken away. So, on this night, Z took his son back to bed and slept next to him for comfort. But Z wouldn't fall asleep because he said he saw a shadow figure watching him from the bedroom mirror. Then, you can hear sounds emerging from the cupboard, which sounds like fingers tapping on wood.
Okay, the reason I'm recording from the car is because I cannot talk about the priest or any matters regarding that at home unless I end up upsetting the entity. The only church in Dubai, unfortunately, they do not have any exorcism service. And the priest only offered me to either get baptism done and to try some holy waters. Well, I just don't understand now what to do, because I don't get a definite, like a permanent solution. People just try and give some advice, and I don't want to upset this thing more and get hurt myself. I just need to try and find out something else now. Good thing which came out from the discussion with the priest is the priest asked me, who is more haunted? Is it me or my son? And I didn't have any definite answer for that because we both are struggling with this entity. But there's a way to find it out. I have to send my wife and my son to stay separately. Most probably I will try and get them moved to my wife's sister's home, and I'll be staying here alone. And by doing so, at least we can find out who's the actual person who's haunted. Is it me or my son?
So after speaking with the priest, Z wanted to find out once and for all if the entity was attached to him personally, or the family as a whole, or his son. And so, he decided to send his family to their relatives to stay with them for a few days to see if any activity would happen to him while he was alone. And this is what happened. Watch.
Okay, so I dropped my family today at my sister-in-law's place, and I'm gonna stay here alone for the meantime. Being alone, I'm kind of a bit scared and also nervous at the same time, but there is no other option as well. Anyways, I'm gonna keep the lights on. I know it's kind of a bit hard for me to fall asleep, but that's the easiest way to know the haunting hour has actually begun. Anyways, I've also got my cupboard covered as well, the mirror. So hopefully all the bad dreams stays out.
So 4 days pass by and Z is still by himself. His family are away at their relatives, and Z was expecting paranormal activity to happen while he was alone. But 4 days later, and still nothing has happened. So, does that mean it's not attached to Z? Is it actually little Ryan who's haunted? It all gets too much for Z, and he breaks down because he's not used to being alone and away from his family. He's feeling very lonely, lost, vulnerable, scared, and confused. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the true face of what the paranormal can do to a person. But little did Z know at the time, in just a couple of hours, he'd get a definitive answer. Watch.
I just woke up now and the lights have got switched off. It's 2 a.m. It's a haunting hour. I'm just alone in the room right now. You see the air purifier is working. I guess the haunting hour has begun. It's 11th day today, and finally the haunting started. I don't know if I'm supposed to go out or not. I'm actually scared because last time when I was alone I was attacked. But there's no sound outside. God save me. You see all the power plugs are working. I told you guys, during the haunting hours, the lights don't work. Did you guys hear that? Shit.
A few days later, Z's wife and son return home, safe and sound and well rested. revealing that nothing paranormal happened to them, meaning that now we know definitively that it's Z who has the attachment. But they no sooner had returned home when the bathroom door opened by itself. Watch.
जाएगा थोड़ी देर के बाद. Where are you coming, Mama? Come. What happened?
I don't know. I'm scared.
Okay, come here.
I feel like somebody's scratching on the wall.
Yeah, it's okay. Come here. Hold this, Spider-Man.
Okay.
Don't be scared, okay?
Why does it always keep happening? Is something like haunting us or something?
It'll go in a while. It comes every 3-4 days and then it goes off. So you don't have to be scared, okay?
Okay.
Get inside my blanket. You'll be cool now.
Okay.
Get inside my blanket. Yeah, get inside.
Yeah.
It's okay. Don't be scared. It's okay. Go away! I think it's gone. Just be here with your Spider-Man.
Okay.
Okay? Spider-Man will be there to protect you.
अच्छा तुम दरवाजा ओपन कर रहे हो?
नहीं मैं जस्ट चेक कर रहा हूँ चला गया है क्या करके. I didn't hear anything. It's okay. It'll go.
What was that? Why did
It's
you
nothing.
go?
It's nothing. It's okay.
You literally run there.
It's okay.
This is the most recent video Z has recorded, and he now feels that the entity can come and go as it pleases, even entering the bedroom. Which is why Z has changed the camera's point of view. And it looks like Z was right, because one night his blanket gets pulled off him. Watch the blanket very carefully. I'll zoom in for you. It doesn't get pulled at the bottom of the blanket or off screen. It actually first lifts up, then slides down, and Z jumps up in shock and stares for some time around the bedroom, obviously in shock and fear. After a while, he tries to wake up Mona for company. But Mona is also very tired and doesn't respond. Z sleeps on the sofa now because A, he sleepwalks, and B, so the entity doesn't go into the bedroom looking for him. On this night, while he's fast asleep, the bathroom door opens and slams shut, waking Z up. The moment he comes round, his first thought is to run into the bedroom and check on his family.
ठीक है मैं ठीक हूँ मुझे लगा तुमने दरवाजा बंद किया करके हाँ ठीक है today the activity seems like unusually high. The alarm sounds have been disturbing a lot. Haven't been able to get good enough of sleep. Just feel so tired. Do you guys hear that? It's already haunting going on. It's very cold here. Oh God. Alex got back in the cupboard. Where's the phone? It's not even. It stopped. It seems like it's working. No.
After this, Z stopped all recording and he sent me that message on WhatsApp to say that he's going to stop posting for a while. So for now, he's saying goodbye because the activity is way too dangerous. So there you have it. That's what's been happening in Z's life in the last few weeks. And you think that you've had it rough. So please spare a minute for Z, Mona and little Ryan, and jump on over to his channel and spread a tiny bit of love and support, because if anyone's ever needed it, right now is Z and his family. So for me, jump on over to his channel. It's called Zark's Scary Haunting. The name is on screen. So when you get there, don't forget to tell him the Dark Knight sent you. Thank you. If you've seen something scary, creepy, or amazing, and you captured something paranormal on camera, or you might be unlucky enough to live in a haunted house and you need some help and advice and you think you're all alone, well, you're not. Project Dark Knight Horror is here for you. So send in your videos, links, emails and recommendations to Project Dark Knight. The email is on screen. Thank you. The Grudge. For our first creepy case, we're checking out the YouTube channel Fourth Wall, and it's very mysterious. The team were contacted by a man called Mr. Watanabe about his grandmother's house that he says is haunted. The only people that live in the house now is Mr. Watanabe and his daughter, because his grandmother recently passed away. The reason Mr. Watanabe contacted the channel is because there's been scary activity in every single room of the house, and he told the researchers that when he's there, he always feels like someone's watching him. The house looks totally creepy and it has that haunted house vibe. So the Fourth Wall team sent a cameraman called Kaneko to the house to confirm Mr. Watanabe's story and to try to capture any so-called paranormal activity. Watch. A picture frame that looks like it's been hanging on the wall for a while mysteriously falls and breaks. And in the second clip, Kaneko is looking at an old photo album that he later said he found in a chest of drawers. Suddenly, he hears a loud bang which emerged from the chest of drawers. That was enough for Kaneko. The house felt strange. Also, the whole time Kaneko was there, he said he felt someone was watching him. The loud bang and the strange sounds next to him scared Kaneko, so he put the photo album back and he left the house. He left the cameras running and he never returned. So 2 weeks later, the team at Fourth Wall arrive at the house after listening to Kaneko's account to collect the cameras. While Kaneko was in the house looking around and setting up the cameras, he was approached by Mr. Watanabe and he was given a letter. This is what was written. When I was a child, I often went to my grandma's house. My grandfather also used to live in the house, but the whole family called it Grandma's house. There was this cute chest of drawers, and every time I went to the house, my grandmother would strictly tell us never to touch or open it, and I always obeyed that. Then one day, my grandfather passed away by ending his own life. Later, when I became an adult, I found out that my grandfather wanted to end his life for quite some time, and that he had been self-harming even before he passed away. The funeral was held here at my grandmother's house. I stayed on the second floor for several days during and after the funeral. Then, one night before the funeral, while I was sleeping, I was woken to a loud noise coming from the first floor. And so I got curious and I went to see what it was. My grandmother was sitting in the room all alone and she didn't even notice me watching. And that's when I noticed the sliding door that we wasn't allowed to touch was open. My grandma was looking at her old photo album and after that she put it away back in the chest of drawers. That was the first time that I learned of the photo album and where she kept it. I still can't forget the look on my grandma's face as she peered down at the album. It was one day before her husband's funeral, but my grandma clearly looked like she was smiling. The next day after the funeral, I got curious and I took a moment when grandma wasn't around to look inside the sliding door that shouldn't be opened. Inside, there was a photo album with some creepy dolls. In the album, there were photos of my grandma when she was younger. It was weird. The moment I picked up the album, immediately I felt sick and I had to put the album back behind the sliding door. After that, I couldn't even stand, and so my family took me to the hospital where my condition got worse. I had a high fever for about a week and I had to stay at the hospital during that time. While I was in the hospital, I kept thinking about my grandma's smile and how she looked. It wasn't a loving smile, remembering a husband. It was more like the opposite, like she was happy he was dead. So I avoided seeing my grandmother after that for about 5 years. During that time, my grandmother passed away. I remember clearly seeing my grandmother in the album, but I'm not sure what the pictures were about. So can you please take a look at what the pictures are in the album? And then, can you dispose of the photo album? The thought of seeing it and touching it made me physically sick, and I didn't have the courage to try. And that was where the letter ended.
鏡があります。大きいテレビ。落とした。
This was the sliding door that shouldn't be opened. Kaneko was expecting it to be locked, but after getting the letter from Mr. Watanabe asking him to look at the photo album in the chest of drawers, Kaneko decided to check, and it was open. As he slides open the door, he sees a red book that we now know to be Grandma's photo album. At the other end of the sliding door, there was a small collection of creepy dolls. One of the dolls looked different from the rest. It was almost like a voodoo doll, but it had paper covering its face and body. The paper had writing and symbols on it. Maybe it was some kind of ritual, but for now he focused on the album. After all, in the letter he was given by Mr. Watanabe, it was requested that he look at what the pictures were and then to throw away the album. The album cover looked to be in good condition, but for some reason, the photos and the pages within were in a state of decay. Next is the photos that were in the album. It shows the face of Mr. Watanabe's grandmother when she was younger. Mr. Watanabe said that he got sick and was hospitalized for a week after touching and looking at the photos. I just have to mention that the guys at Fourth Wall say that no harm can come to you by looking at the photo album because you're not looking at it directly. So at first, I thought these were drawings. The photos were very old and really decayed. It shows people performing either a dance or some kind of ritual. They're dressed in some kind of traditional clothing. The decay on photo number 9 looks like fingers, and in another photo, it shows the face of a young woman. Could this be the grandmother when she was younger? The rest of the photos are too worn and badly faded. As soon as Kaneko finished looking at the photos, he felt weird and strange things started to happen.
Yeah.
Kaneko said at the time he felt that the album was dangerous, so he put it back in the chest of drawers and left the house immediately. Then things get even weirder. Kaneko drops the camera and starts talking to a mystery person in the room. Then you hear him close the drawer and walks away. Kaneko said that he put the album back in the chest of drawers before leaving the house, but when the Fourth Ward team returned to collect the cameras 2 weeks later, the photo album was still on the floor. Also, for some reason, a different page was opened than the last one Kaneko was looking at, and the position had changed too. After leaving, Kaneko spent the next few days at his girlfriend's home. His girlfriend said that Kaneko acted really strange and never left the bedroom and slept for days, apart from when he called the team and asked them to carry out Mr. Watanabe's request on his behalf. After looking through the footage a few more times, this is what the Fourth Ward team found out. First off, the picture frame that fell off the wall was a photo of the grandfather. Can you see it? When Kaneko heard the weird sound next to him, something else was in the room. Someone appears to be naked or with no top on, with their head down, hiding behind the partition, a few feet away from Kaneko. When Kaneko entered, there was no one in the house. He spent at least 1 hour looking around the house, and he never came into contact with anyone. So who or what is this? So a few days later, lead investigator of the Fourth Ward team, Maguro, arrives at Grandma's house and starts the investigation and to dispose of the photo album that was requested in the letter by Mr. Watanabe. Grandma lived in the house until 2017 when she passed away. The first part of the job should have been easy and taken a minute to complete. All he had to do was locate the album, take it out of Grandma's house and throw it away or destroy it. The photo album had intrigued Meguro. 2 people had looked at the album and both of them felt weird afterwards. Mr. Watanabe, who asked the team to throw it away, and Kaneko. Why did they both have a strange reaction? Meguro said he wanted to see the album with his own 2 eyes and to touch it, to see if anything happens to him. So, in the full video, Meguro explores the house and the 2nd floor. After that, he returns to the fallen photo frame, fixes it and hangs it back on the wall. Then, he opens the sliding drawer. Meguro didn't know this at the time, but one of the dolls were missing. It was the doll with the paper stuck to its body and head, which had the writing and symbols on. So who or what had moved them? And do these dolls have any meaning? By comparing other photographs of Grandma, the 4th Wall team estimated that this was Grandma when she was younger, and the photos were of some sort of secret ritual. The client, Mr. Watanabe, had never heard of such rituals. So Meguro puts the album back, but for some reason he never became unwell or showed signs of strange behavior. As Meguro was filming, he suddenly saw a baby's pram, which was odd, since there were no babies in the house. He heard a noise coming from the pram, and he went to check it out to see what the noise could be. Meguro found this. Could it be the doll and not the photo album that was the cause of the mysterious behavior? They checked with Mr. Watanabe, and he actually admitted touching the doll before feeling unwell. And so too did the cameraman Kaneko. The doll is a cursed object. A cursed object is said to contain a negative spirit, and you write down your thoughts and who you want to hurt on a piece of paper, and then you attach said paper to the doll. Then you stick a pin in the doll to hold the curse in place. And now Meguro had just realized that he too had touched the doll. After Meguro went home, his colleagues said for 1 week after leaving the house, Meguro was in bed unwell. He starts to act strange and he puts the doll back behind the sliding drawer. So now we know that the doll was a cursed object. Did Grandma stick a needle in the doll to put a curse on someone? The letters and symbols are written in old Japanese, and because of the condition it's hard to read. But Meguro made out 2 words, corpse and cursed. So the pieces were starting to come together, and the puzzle was being solved. From the photos in the album, we can see that Grandma used to perform secret rituals. Were these rituals to call on the power to curse someone? And if so, did it mean that Grandma used to be a jujitsu sorcerer? A jujitsu sorcerer is someone who uses rituals to harm others by curses. So who was the cursed doll aimed at? My guess, it was her late husband, Granddad. Look at the evidence. Mr. Watanabe's granddad took his own life in the house, and for a long time before, the granddad used to harm himself. So when Mr. Watanabe saw his grandmother smiling to herself, did that mean she was happy that her husband was dead? When Kaneko captured this, it looked like a person was bowing their head. Could this be the spirit of Granddad's grudge? A grudge is like a stain on the location where the death happened. A person is cursed, and when they pass, they are tied to that location forever, and they haunt it. Hence, a grudge is born. Now this will probably make you think about the Japanese movie, The Grudge. Well, remember what I always say, life is stranger than fiction, or life imitates art. As Meguro was shooting some B-roll, he heard a noise coming from within. Granddad's photo frame had fallen off the wall once again. So maybe the spirit of the granddad is trying to tell us something, that he is still stuck in the house, trapped forever in the location by his grudge. Let me know down in the comment section anything you might have heard or read about or even studied about curses. And of course, as usual, if it's good enough and enlightening, I'll even read it out loud on the channel. Thank you. Hello my friends, and thank you for watching till the end. I've hid a secret word somewhere in the video. Your mission was to find the word along with the timestamp and drop it down below in the comment section, and the first 3 people to comment the right information will get a shout out at the end of the next video. The last video's secret word was anxiety. Well done to the first 3 people to comment the right information. Their names are Zach Karabajal, 3289, Leilani Bakar, and aka Slicky. Well done, and thank you for finding the word. Thank you for watching, and good luck for the next video. Now, stay tuned to find out how you can get more involved with Project Dark Knight behind the scenes. Watch. If you're a fan of the strange, dark and twisted and all things horror, then Project Dark Knight is the channel for you. So stick around until the end to find out how you can get more involved in Project Dark Knight behind the scenes. Thank you. Before you go, I'd like to remind you to click the link in the description section for your 14-day free trial, or scan the QR code that you can see on the screen and start growing your very own family tree with MyHeritage. Before you go, can I have one more minute of your time? If you've made it to the end, then I salute you. You prove that you're a true fan of horror. So remember, if you're interested in ghosts, poltergeists and demons, haunted houses, randonautica and urban exploring, cursed objects, serial killers and strange dark mysteries, then Project Dark Knight Horror is the channel for you. I absolutely love all things horror, and I'm so passionate about my channel. So if you like what you see and you think I deserve it, then can you show your love and support by subscribing to the channel? I'm a big believer in karma. The kindness that you put out into the world, you always get back tenfold, because what goes around always comes back around later. So by subscribing to Project Dark Knight and clicking the like button, you'll be doing a good deed for me, your Dark Knight, and you'll be due a big fat lump of good karma. Also, if you didn't know, I've made a private group on Facebook, which is exclusive and hidden from the world, meaning that you can't search or find it. The only way to get in is by clicking the link in the description section, and I'll open the door for you. So if you're a fan of horror and you're interested in ghosts, poltergeists and demons and all things dark and twisted, and you want to be part of the horror community as well as getting to know your Dark Knight, then click the link in the description section to join the group. Next, if you didn't know, I made some merch. I've combined my love for all things dark and twisted and combined it with my passion for all things urban. And what you're looking at is the result. Remember, every piece has been designed and made by yours truly, the Dark Knight. So, if you want to look cool, dark and stylish, then look no further. Grab a piece of Project Dark Knight history before it's all gone. Lastly, I want to say a massive thank you to my loyal, lovely Patreons who go that little bit further to support Project Dark Knight. Getting the views on YouTube isn't always guaranteed, and with so much competition, it's getting harder and harder to get by. But with the support from my loyal Patreons, it's that little bit easier, and it means I can continue to make Project Dark Knight my full-time job. Some of the names on this list have been with me from the very beginning. Those names are Dawson Lip, Turtle Chief 9, Andrew M. Gross, Laura Rhodey, George Lopez, Donna Sayers, D. Michael Smith, Trumpet, Anna, KJ Majid, Honey Badger, Charlie X24, Christy Santi Steven, RU Voodoo, Jacob Wilk, Cynthia Glover, Matt and Katie Murray, Archie Kiriakou, Gail Fogelson, David, Natch Wolf, Angela Temke, Nick Gaspard, Dig Dug 74, Ashley Small, and LC Laurie Childs 212. Thank you everyone for your kind and generous support, and as a thank you I will continue to share my content with you earlier than anywhere else. Also, over the coming months, I'll find more ways to interact with my Patreons even more. So until next time, from the bottom of my heart to all my loyal lovely Patreons, and also you at home my dear subscribers, because it's thanks to amazing people like you who keep the engines running at Project Dark Knight. And always remember, you've been watching Project Dark Knight Horror, and I am the Dark Knight. Signing off. Peace!
Don't ever laugh as the hearse goes by, for you to be the next to die. They wrap you up in a big white sheet